Well, that race did not go how I completely expected it. And I wasn't particularly celebrating like this.
Yeah! Where's he going?
What's going on, everyone? It's Matthew. Welcome back to Gate to Wire TV for a weekend recap edition of the Preakness Stakes. Thanks for stopping by. If this is your first time on the channel, we talk everything horse racing. So let's dive in. Let's kick it off with some Friday race action at Pimlico. Beginning with the 8th race, the Allaire DuPont Distaff Match Series. Horologist, the 8-5 favorite, stalked the pace. Dream a Little Dream of You set the tone. Spice is Nice sat just a short length off of him, made his move at the 3/4 pole, one going away by a length and a half at 2-1. Moving on to the 9th race at Pimlico on Friday, the Very One. Queen of Shades set the early fractions 22 flat, 43-3, 56-1. Gave up the Ghost. A handful of horses went by. Carvel and Gotta Go Mo dueled to the finish in the stretch. Carvel hit the wire nose down, got the good bob at 2-1. Moving on to the 10th race at Pimlico, the Miss Preakness graded stakes 6 furlongs. Red Ghost set early pressured pace of 22-4, 45-4. Dueled the entire way. Ceded the lead and dropped back, but by nearing the 8th pole, found another gear, got the bob, and beat Euphoric by a nose at 2-1. Moving on to the 11th race at Pimlico, 1 mile on the turf, it's the Hilltop Stakes. Proper attire, set honest early fractions with 23-1, 47 flat, 111-2, gave up the Ghost at the 3/4 pole. Alda swept to command and approached the 8th pole, dug in stubbornly under brisk urging, prevailed by a neck over Seasons at 7-1. Moving on to the 12th race, 1 mile and 3/16. It's the Pimlico Special. Last Judgment took the lead, and it was over under jockey Jose Ortiz at odds of 4-1. He cleared rivals without much urging, set the pace, and moved away into the stretch, ended up winning by almost 2 lengths. And the 13th race at Pimlico on Friday, May 14th, the George E. Mitchell Black-Eyed Susan. Beautiful Gift was sent off as the 2-1 favorite. Lady Traveler took the early lead at 18-1, set honest fractions of 23-3, 46-3, 110-4. Gave up the lead going into the stretch to Army Wife, who took command and won by nearly 3 lengths at odds of 4-1. The 3rd race at Pimlico, a 6 furlong sprint, the Chick Lang Grade 3 Stakes. Mighty Mischief, under some urging after the break, sprinted out early, set the pace on the inner rail, opened up during the stretch, and held on by a length and a quarter at 9-5, beating out Jackson Traveler, who was sent off as the even money favorite. Skipping up to the 6th race at Pimlico, going 1 mile and 1/16 on the turf, the Gallaret Stakes Grade 3. Mean Mary quickly went clear after the break, dropped down to the rail, took control of the race, sprinted clear to about 3.5 lengths in the stretch, and held on by a half a length as the 4-5 favorite. Vigilante's Way made a nice move in the stretch, closing that gap, but just ran out of racing room. Moving on to the 8th race at Pimlico, 1 mile on the turf. It was the James W. Murphy Stakes. Charles Crome took the lead, dueled with Chasm up into the 3/4 pole, at which a wall of horses were coming. TD Dance, sent off as the 4-5 favorite, sat patiently behind rivals, worked between runners between the 16th pole, engaged the leaders, and blew past them, ended up winning by 3 3/4 lengths. The 9th race at Pimlico, 6 furlongs, Run Happy Stakes. Don't Let Sweet Fool Ya set off early fractions of 22-4, 46 flat. Ran out of steam. Chubwagon, who was snugly rated behind him, took command, ended up winning by 2 lengths as the 6-5 favorite with jockey Irad Ortiz. The 10th race at Pimlico, 5 furlongs on the turf. It is the Jim McKay Turf Sprint. Critical Way, the speed of the race, sped clear on fractions of 21 and 4, 43 and 4. He set the pace towards the rail and was confronted by Firecrow into the stretch, who wore him down in the final yards at 9-1. On to the 11th race at Pimlico. It was 6 furlongs. It was the Maryland Sprint Match Series Grade 3 Stakes race. Strike Power took the lead as expected as the 5-2 favorite, battled with Special Reserve, who took command going into the stretch and held on at odds of 7-2 with a winning jockey, Irad Ortiz. The 12th race at Pimlico, 1.16 miles on the turf. It is the Dinner Party Stakes Grade 2. Flying Scotsman set the early 23 and 3, 47 and 1, 110 and 2, gave up the lead to Some Like It Hot Brown, who ended up winning with jockey Jose Ortiz at odds of 5-2. In the 13th race at Pimlico, 1 mile and 3/16, the Preakness Grade 1. And in that video that I made about the Preakness, I had an idea that it was going to be Medina Spirit. It was going to be Midnight Bourbon, 1-2, with potentially Concert Tour being close to the pace. Thing is, it seemed like all 3 of them needed the lead, or they need the lead to win. Midnight Bourbon ran an excellent race. He sat off of Medina Spirit, made his move coming into the stretch, turned him away, but could not hold off Rombauer. Now let's take a look at the race. So there's Medina Spirit on the inside, Midnight Bourbon on the outside. Midnight Bourbon is making his move coming into the stretch, takes over command by 1.5 lengths, but cannot hold off Rombauer, who ends up winning by 3.5 lengths at odds of nearly 12-1. Well, it was a great weekend for stakes racing at Pimlico. I hope you all did well. Subscribe so you don't miss any new videos being uploaded. Thank you, and I'll see you soon.